have a very exciting program today. We have, if you're here, you're basically a VIP and a very instrumental part of the Space Beach identity. We have some very important elected officials here that we'd like to acknowledge. Obviously, our wonderful city leader, Mayor Rex Richardson, is in the house. And we are in the district of Councilmember Joni Ricks Odie. She is here. And her neighbor to the east, I believe, the south, I'm sorry. Councilmember Tanua Thrash Intuck is here. And we also have Long Beach City College Board of Trustee President Udawak Joe Intuck. Thank you for coming, sir. Also with us today, we have several other elected officials that are represented. We have Congresswoman Nanette Barragan's office is here. Sean, where are you at? I see you. Congressman Robert Garcia's office, Gus, is here. There we go, in the House. And Lieutenant Governor Kounalakis is represented here by Jesse. Thank you so much for coming out. Other distinguished guests we have in the audience, we have our city manager, Tom Modica. Where's Tom at? Oh, he's still here, not trying to hide. We have our economic development directors here, Bo Martinez. We have the director of community development, Christopher Kuntz. And I believe Diana Tang might be here from Long Beach Utilities. The partners go on and on. We have several leaders from California State University, Long Beach. Whereas we got Jenny Rhee, the Dean of Engineering. We have Associate Dean Seiji Steinmetz. Thank you for coming. He's an economics professor, written some incredible things about Space Beach. We have some other folks that on their resume also kind of represent Harvard Business School. I think we got Michael in the house. Where are you at? Michael Barclift. John Hopkins Space Systems Engineering. Let's see, is Michael Lynn hiding out someplace? Oh, right there, I see you. All kinds of economic development partners. You can't create Space Beach without these partners. We got the Chamber of Commerce in the house tonight. We have the Long Beach Economic Partnership here. We have the Long Beach Accelerator. We have the Long Beach Workforce Innovation Network here. And we also have, we have all kinds of companies from all over the place. We have a lot of venture capital finance partners here. I'm not going to name them all. Exciting program. We're here for a very specific reason, but we want to take a moment to acknowledge our incredible hosts and give an opportunity for Ralph Hogan, who is the founder of RMD Group, and set up this, hosted us here, the nice event, provided the food and the drinks and the ambiance. Ralph is the founder of RMD and currently the CEO and artistic director. So Ralph, can you come up to stage?
I won't take long, guys, but I just want to welcome you to our home. I hope you guys felt it when you walked in. This is a creative house, and that's by design, right? When I got, not with Rex Richardson, but when I got with the city, and they said, "Why are you not in Long Beach?" And I said, "You ain't got a building for me." And they brought me to what was here was an after-school program. I fell in love with the essence of this place and how beautiful it was and how beautiful we could make it. So again, I hope you guys saw that when you walked in. And the truth is that that's, again, by design, and that's who we are. We are a unique creative house, really birthed by that ability and that marker that's up on top that says unexpected, right? We are really, truly an unexpected agency that was birthed. RMD stands for Ralph's Mobile Detailing. I started washing cars at the age of 16 and grew this into a multi-million-dollar agency, and that's really a lot. Yes, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take it. And that is what I tell my girls about the will and the way, right? Two different things, and you got to have that grit. You got to have that grit. And so, again, it gives me great pleasure to invite you guys to our home. I hope that there's something we can do for you. We love hosting the mayor. Since he was a councilman, this was where he raised some money. This is where we got him going. right? And that we love that, and we love that because, again, this is a place of hope. This is a place of aspiration. This is a place of dreams. We love being able to host anybody and everybody, and that's because we never know what we don't know, right? So, and that is truly the essence of who we are, is trying to find out what is next. And what is next isn't written. What is next is really written by us, and the actions that we do and the actions that we don't do sometimes. So it gives me great pleasure again to have you guys here. And if there's anything we can do, when you get a chance to walk around this whole place, hopefully it inspires you and inspires that creativity and inspires that youthful in you to really kind of see what you have. Is there something that you've been wanting to do and haven't had a chance to do it? Well, we are that creative house that can make that bring that to life. So again, we really appreciate you guys being here. Don't leave the tacos, because my sister and my niece will kick my butt. So please take some tacos before you leave. And I want to welcome my good friend, Mr. Rex Richardson, our mayor. Yes, sir.
All right, let's hear it for Ralph and RMD Group for opening up their door and welcoming us. And it's good to see you all. Space Beach knows how to show up. Let's hear it for all of you. That's right. And we are here for a great reason, a great occasion. We get to open up our doors and welcome the newest member of the Space Beach family, a new manufacturing, advanced manufacturing company, Orbital Operations, is coming here to the city of Long Beach. Let's hear it for the leaders of, no, don't come up yet. Don't come up yet. So, there's a reason that we're here at RMD, because when we heard that Orbital Operations chose Long Beach, they chose North Long Beach to come here. And that's important, not only because I live around the corner, but because I think it fits and it matches, because there's a lot of exciting things taking place across our whole city, and it's about making sure that the economic growth and our Grow Long Beach work and Space Beach uplift every part of our community. And when I think about North Long Beach, it's always, these companies that folks may not know exist here. He said, if we're going to launch this thing, let's do it at RMD Group. I mean, things that launch at RMD Group typically become pretty successful. It's where I launched my first campaign for city council. So we wanted to launch you in North Long Beach the right way. Tonight, we're going to be celebrating and recognizing yet another company coming to Long Beach, but what it really represents for our communities, that when a company chooses Long Beach, they're making a very strategic, intentional choice. And we should recognize there's a responsibility that we have to help support and champion them as they grow and thrive, because when they grow, we all grow, right? And we want to invest in these companies so that they continue to build more jobs and bring more investment and activity and positive economic activity to our communities. And that's what this company is doing. Orbital Operations does some pretty cool stuff. It's a cutting edge, Y Combinator backed advanced manufacturing company. They are building cryogenic powered space vehicles, right? Anybody watching Alien Earth right now? You watching it? It's pretty good, right? When I hear that stuff, I immediately go to Alien, because these guys are all asleep in some cryogenic chamber, and it never works out, and then the alien, and they never make it home, right? I'm just saying, it's pretty cool stuff. One way or the other, we're going to be paying attention to what this company does. It may be material for the movies or something, but I hope we chatted a little bit earlier. They haven't watched Alien Earth yet, so you need to check it out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We know that this investment represents something powerful. It represents confidence in Long Beach is what it represents, and confidence and belief in our future. You could have gone anywhere. You guys I've heard your story, right? Orange County guys, you could have taken this to anywhere in Southern California or elsewhere, but you wanted to be a part of this effort that's going on here in Long Beach. And that choice, by choosing Long Beach, it sends a clear message that what's happening in Long Beach is real. It's not just a place to live, it's a place where businesses can locate, come here, grow, and thrive. I want to thank our councilwoman, Dr. Joni Riggs Odie from the 9th District, for her steadfast leadership for ensuring that opportunities like these connect with every part of our community. We also want to thank our newest council person, Tanua Thrash Intuk, who's right across the street. She represents across the street. So we are in the 9th district, and that is the 8th district. No one knows these invisible lines, but they matter. They absolutely matter, but they are a dynamic team who is, doing some incredible work here. And I'll tell you, it makes a whole lot of sense. Some people say, oh, why North Long Beach? Well, why not? TABC, the largest, the only Toyota manufacturing plant on the West Coast is right around the corner. So they're doing manufacturing and advanced manufacturing right on the corner. We just launched Slate. I think the Slate guys here. I'm not sure Slate just launched. They're developing an electric vehicle, very, very basic design, simplified design, but their design center's right around the corner. So they're doing advanced manufacturing, and they just announced that they're going after building a $25,000 a year, $25,000 electric truck with crank windows, and it looks pretty cool. You can wrap it. They are here, right? RMD Group is here. There are a number of really cool companies, and so we want to encourage that cluster. We want to help cultivate it in every part of our city, north, central, west, east, all parts of our city. So we are inviting, we are going to celebrate and recognize Orbital Operations, and we want to bring up, we have 2 of their leaders, and we're going to have a little conversation. So we want to welcome up Ben Schluniger. Got it. CEO Ben, come on up. And we want to invite up Ross Doherty. Come on up, Ross, COO, and let's jump right in. Congratulations, come on in.
Hello.
Hey, all right. Ben, welcome. Let's hear it again for Ben and Ross. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
To be a CEO and a founder is pretty incredible. So tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, a little bit of background. So started my career off at NASA Marshall Space Flight Center, working propulsion systems, rocket engines, went over to SpaceX, worked the Dragon capsule for a little bit, and then was an early employee at Relativity Space. So number 3 in the propulsion team there, always working different propulsion problems, valves, turbo machinery, heat exchangers, and that's actually where I met Ross, my co-founder.
Nice. And Ross, you're running the operations here. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are going to be doing.
So my background, I came from Aerojet Rocketdyne, where I was working THAAD missile defense, and I weaseled my way in somehow to work in the RS-68 program, got a little taste of propulsion, and then I went to Blue Origin, working a lot of turbo machinery for BE-4, and that's actually where I met our first hire, Nico.
Nico? Let's hear it for Nico. Hire number 1.
And then he's actually the one that also recruited me down to Relativity, and that's where we all met. At Relativity, I was working turbo machinery and valves and testing operations and anything and everything. Pretty much every fire that they had, I got thrown at it and tried to fix it.
I think what's cool is they both mentioned Relativity, right? Which is a Long Beach-based company. It's really cool to hear that at some point someone said, we got a great idea and we want to spin out and go out on our own. Tell us about what that process was like, that thought process of going out on your own and starting your own company.
Yeah, I think Ross and I, we've been kind of this cutting edge aerospace world for a while. We saw that there's a lot of up and coming technologies, a lot of up and coming challenges that Space Force, but also just in space logistics was having. And so we both wanted to start a company. We worked together really closely at Relativity. And so it was a lot of ideation and taking kind of what we've learned from NASA and SpaceX and Blue Origin and Relativity Space and saying, what could we bring that's new, what's cutting edge, and solve some of these problems. And so that was a lot of ideating last year. And we finally kind of made the leap. We figured out what core kind of product would solve some of these challenges, and decided we're gonna quit our jobs and start up Orbital Operations. And pretty quickly I got into Y Combinator and went through everything there.
So you launched, and here you are in Long Beach, putting your flag down. You talked about solving problems. Tell us a little bit about the technology. What problem are you trying to solve in space with this cryogenic propulsion system?
Yeah, so it's a different world from what it was, even 5 or 10 years ago, right? I think space is this new kind of expanding domain, and we're not the only ones in it anymore, right? It's kind of becoming more of a contested space, less of a sanctuary. And so, one of the problems that we see is we have all of these critical assets out in orbit: GPS, naval communications, command and control, but they're kind of buoys out in an ocean. They can't move, but they're still critical for us. And we see others developing technologies, adversaries, on being able to grab and move satellites out of orbit, or being able to tail and do reconnaissance on our kind of satellites. And we don't have a response. We don't have the movement to be able to do. So Orbital Operations is really developing a high thrust extended range vehicle that can be stationed out in orbit for satellite defense. And to do that, kind of like you were hinting at, we're going to use cryogenic propellants. These are the really high efficiency, high thrust propellants that you see on launch vehicles, Relativity Space, Rocket Lab, Blue Origin, all these others, where our experience is. But you can't use it out in orbit, right? If you put these really cold liquids in a tank and you put that tank out in orbit and it's getting hit with sunlight and radiation, they would actually start to boil. And in order to have your tank not pop, you have to vent them. So you can't have them out there for more than a day or two. But when Ross and I took a look at it and we kind of figured out, how we could solve this movement problem, you could put an active chiller cycle on the vehicle. We're doing it, building off some technology that NASA's developed where I used to work, and kind of adding our own IP and technology and understanding to it to put a refrigeration cycle on this vehicle that allows us to use this high efficiency, high thrust propellants and do what nobody else can.
So you created a market. It makes sense that these investments need to be protected, and that's a space where you can occupy. That makes a whole lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Now, going from I have an idea to launching a company, there's some growth there, and you all are part of Y Combinator. Tell us a little bit about the growth and what you're seeing and the the development that you've gone through. Because I think there are companies here, or maybe individuals here, who may be thinking about doing the very same thing you've done. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about that experience.
Yeah, I mean, we started with this core concept, this technology, this movement problem out in orbit. Applied to Y Combinator, got in, and truth be told, we actually started more on the commercial logistics side. So we have this high thrust vehicle, a lot of movement. We could grab and reposition satellites for commercial entities. We actually got $1.4 billion in commercial LOIs to be able to move and
That's incredible. You said $1.3 billion?
$1.4 billion.
$1.4 billion in letters of intent. That's real money.
But I think when we really sat down with the U.S. Space Force and other officials, there's something on the commercial side to be said about doing something faster and cheaper, but then there's something to be said about a capability they just don't have, which is the ability to be out in orbit and rapidly respond and have the ability to respond to surprises or changing atmosphere, right? Yeah.
No, that's pretty incredible. So, here you have cross-section of education, workforce. You've got, folks who are part of the space beach community. What made you choose Long Beach? I mean, you could have gone anywhere. Tell me about that thought process.
We obviously worked at Relativity, and the talent pool that we know is all located here. And actually in Y Combinator, they started asking us, where's everybody going to go? A lot of people were staying up in San Francisco. We were very, very sure that we were coming to LA. And then as we started thinking about it, it was kind of like, well, we want to grow this company. The place with the best real estate, as we get 50,000 square feet, 100,000 square feet, it's Long Beach. And it's a centralized location that we can pull talent from El Segundo all the way down to Huntington Beach. It's almost perfect for that.
And honestly, it's a community, right? It's people who have worked here before, who are evangelizing and talking to other folks and saying, this is where we want to be. And so I would ask you, for this audience here of industry and support and city and government, what support do you need in order to be successful here in Space Beach?
I think, talking with everybody at the city so far, one of the great things is kind of the council and pulling people together and getting the support and all the ideas of, all these industry leaders together on the Space Beach side has been something that we weren't planning for, but it has been like a great surprise for us to see. I think where we're at in the location in North Long Beach off Artesia Boulevard, it's a perfect spot for us. The street's redone, everything looks really nice. That adds.
You hear that, Tom? No, keep talking about Artesia, please.
It makes it, for us, it pulls a lot of credibility, right? The second you get off the freeway, you're in like a great area with a great street, and
with a great street. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
All right, last point. We have Space Force officials coming end of next week, and we know for a fact that they're going to be coming into an area that's a good area, and it gives credibility for our company when they come on site and see us and build out. So it's all kind of come together from the support for Space Council all the way to where we selected the building.
No, I think that's and thank you for saying that, because when you sometimes go through a large scale project. And it costs a lot of money to improve a major corridor like that, and you want to make it safer. You want to, make it welcoming. The hope is that business and residents embrace it and see it and notice a difference, right? And for you to say that is very validating, because it took us 10 years to get the funding and the planning and the support to actually make that investment take place. So now let's talk about your growth plans, right? So obviously, you all know the talent is here, right? We're here in Long Beach. We've got access to the great Long Beach State, who are strategic partners with the industry. If you want, folks that are have technical jobs. For every engineer, you're gonna need 4 techs, right? And we have Long Beach City College, which now, thanks to a federal funding request from the congressman, they're now doing an actual 3D printing Space Beach center, right? And so all of that helps to build the talent that's needed. So talk a little bit about the kinds of jobs you anticipate in the years to come. What skill sets are you going to be looking for to really make sure that you can grow? You want to jump in on this one, Ross?
I mean, it's kind of endless, right? So we need people who can build rocket engines, right? We need people who can manage 3D printers. We need all of the engineers that can design all of the combustion devices and the cryogenic system. And I mean, we're talking, some of these turbo components are less than 2 inches long, right? They're tiny. Pretty much any and all facets of aerospace engineering, as well as on the technician side, we're kind of going to be looking for it, right? Test support, technicians to build, machinists, you name it.
That's huge on the printing, though. Printing's a huge part of the aerospace world now. I'd say the new space world. A lot of the engine components are metal 3D printed, and it's a brand new technology that doesn't necessarily carry over from some of the other tech. So getting some of the training early on, I think is great. My brother actually went through like an aviation mechanic program and got that hands-on training as well, which is huge to get those technicians trained up early.
So technicians, engineering, design, all those skills. And, I think what's special about where we are is that a lot of design companies are locating here, advanced manufacturing companies locating here. It allows us to change our systems to adapt and really, really cultivate that workforce for you. And we see space, but automotive is growing here as well, right? We talked about Slate right around the corner from here. But also, we just opened up Ford. Ford's R&D, their Advanced Electric Vehicle Development Center, is not far from here, right down Lakewood, right? And that's going to be more engineering, more design. So I think there's going to be some synergy here when folks are able to go to the coffee shop. What coffee? Black Ring in the 8th District, right? We're going to go to Black Ring Coffee, or when they go get some food at Robert Earl's Barbecue, right, in the 9th District. When they go to these places, they're going to bump into people and talk about engineering. They're going to talk about cryogenics, right? These are the topics, and that's sort of what we've tried to cultivate with Space Beach. What are your thoughts on being located in close proximity to so many other companies who are doing the very same thing, which is help develop out a new idea, with the hopes of making it big. You know, how does that factor into your thought process?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge portion of why we selected Long Beach, right, is the talent of like everybody around, and also the collaboration, right? We are looking to do some kind of strategic partnerships in the development of this vehicle, and having this kind of new space economy all through here. It makes it easy when they're 10 minutes down the road, right? Whether that's advanced manufacturing on printing, or it's avionics, or it's software, test facilities, whatever it is. So it's a huge factor for us, and really important that we're like in the core of it. You don't want to be 2 states over and trying to develop a key technology and have to be coming out here all the time, right? We'd be flying into Long Beach like every other week. So it's good.
Flying into Long Beach, America's coolest airport. It's not an opinion. It's actually trademarked. It's America's coolest airport. So it's really cool to hear, and the synergy is important. We have a company, Nikon, that we announced, I think we announced them last year, that are doing massive 3D printing. We asked them, why are you locating here? They're locating here for you, right?
I've already toured there and talked to a bunch of the guys there.
Right, and that's really cool that you have these companies are locating because there are these very unique needs. They're like, we want to help supply the innovation, right? And they have these really large-scale 3D printing devices that can build prototypes and other things for your purposes. And so I think that's really cool and special. Let me ask you something, as we, begin to wrap this up. Long Beach is a very diverse community, right? You can find food from all around the world, music from all around the world. So I'm gonna ask you, what is your favorite Long Beach, as folks who have worked in Long Beach, people who have made a decision to come here, did food play a factor in the decision? And if it did, what are you looking forward to eating here in the LBC?
I think we go to Long Beach Crossing a little too often with the food court in there, and they've got the
Long Beach Exchange.
Long
the
Beach
LBX.
Exchange, yep.
Okay.
And
what are you eating in the LB
Exchange?
Exchange?
Is that the chicken sandwich?
Well, that's yours. I've got a different one.
He got a different one.
True. Yeah.
Chiang Rai.
Chiang Rai. I was there yesterday. Chiang Rai. Off the hook. See, he knows what's up.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with Long Beach Exchange.
Yeah, Long Beach Exchange is it's too much fun to have.
It's a lot of fun.
Talks and everybody with
they
there.
have beer there. So.
I run into people there. Honestly, personally, me and my wife are very different. When we socialize, it drains her. She's like, all right, I need some time. Let's go home. Right? Me, I get energy from socialization, right? And sometimes I want to eat privately, but sometimes I don't really go for the food. I go for the socialization. If I want to go for socialization, I'm going to go to LB Exchange. If I want to go for the food, I'm going to Chiang Rai, right? So it's a little, you guys said something about your personalities right now.
Maybe giving away too much there.
Giving away a little bit too much? That's good. Well, congratulations to you. Orbital Operations is here in the city of Long Beach. We wish you incredible success. You have an incredible network here. Make sure you tap into the network. We are here for you, to support you, and we wish you nothing but incredible success here in the city of Long Beach. Let's congratulate.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.